Janab Dr. Bashir Ahmed Sahab to come and give the inaugural address. Dr. Bashir Ahmed Sahab, please.
Thank you, sir. Assalamu alaikum and good morning to one and all present here. Most respected Honorary Secretary of the College, Janab Ilyas Sahab, Director Dr. Nisar Ahmed, Additional Director Major Zahid Hussain, Assistant Treasurer Janab Nazar Muhammad, Assistant Secretary Janab Mandi Aslam Sahab, Vice Principal Academy of the new college, Professor Sheikh Mohammed, Mr. Yahya Rashid, the expert is going to give us the inputs about the analytics, Dr. Farhat Khan, faculty members of MIM and other participants, heads of the departments of the new college and the participants present here. It gives me immense pleasure to be amidst you. I really appreciate and thank our management for giving us an opportunity for the students to know about as soon as they complete their degree, as rightly pointed out by Dr. Farhat. The students who come to new college, when they leave out, they definitely go out with flying colors. And this webinar is conducted in such a way that to make the students realize the importance of life, I would say. And I should thank the management for taking several steps, as well as giving the maximum support to the faculty members of all the institutions, at the same time encouraging our students to go to better heights. With these few words, I welcome you all for this webinar, and I hope that today's session will be very fruitful for each and everyone present here. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Bashir Sahab. We are all there along with the college to ensure that the students are guided and given the direction that they all require. All this initiative, all the efforts, whether it is new college or whether it is Miyasi Institute of Management, whether it is MIT or architecture, there has always been a leader who leads from the front, demonstrates the way, shows the way. Okay, we are very privileged to have a leader who is a professional and who means results. Okay, and more than any one of us, I think he was the one who was responsible for this seminar. He took all the pain to touch base, to talk to every HOD, to the principal, and to the everyone who are connected with this seminar. I have pleasure in welcoming our ED, Janab Ilyas Sahab, who will give his introductory speech and talk about what is in store for the students and what are the associate institutions doing to complement and to show the path to our main institution, New College, which has more than 5,000 plus students. Janab Ilyas Sahab, the stage is yours.
Assalamu alaikum and good morning to everybody. First and foremost, I have to say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Everything we do has to start with the name of Allah. Good that the Khirat was told, and the very first surah of the Quran was mentioned there. Now, well, today, I would really not call this a speech. I would only refer to this as an interaction amongst friends, young and old. I am young still, that much I can say. Yeah, I know all of you students. A new college or Miyasi, Muslim Educational Association of South India, comprising of the premier institution with an existence for 70 years, the new college, which is my alma mater also, that leads the way. Then we have Miyasi Academy of Architecture, Miyasi Institute of Management, Miyasi Institute of Technology, Miyasi College of Education, Miyasi School. So, Miyasi group of institutions, you are all part of the Miyasi group of institutions. Of course, from New College, there's no doubt about it. I am also very proud to be alumni of New College. I still continue to be the president of that alumni. I think I have to hand that over to somebody very able in the near future. But my dear friends, as the secretary of this august institution, what is my responsibility? This is what I wanted to explain to you all. The responsibility of the office bearers of the Miyasi group of educational institutions, which includes New College primarily, our responsibility is towards our community first. This is a minority institution. This is a Muslim minority institution. So we have to take care of our community students to come, then also all the other community students too. There's no doubt about it. So I take it as Allah's blessings for me. It's given me the opportunity to serve the community in the Miyasi group of institutions. Now, while taking up that role, while serving the community, what is it we can do best? And this service is to the youngsters of our community, to the future of tomorrow of our community and of the nation at large. So, when we take up this responsibility, Allah is my witness, it is with all sincerity that we try to see that we bring up the youngsters of our community in the best possible manner, give them the best education. What is our responsibility? It's not only to have an entry for you in our Miyasi school, then bring you into New College to graduate, to become graduates, but then you have the responsibility also from there on. Once you come into Miyasi, we have to see to it that you not only get education, you also are put in the line for a good future tomorrow by way of employment, by way of doing business, by way of whatever you want to do in life, so that you're all successful in life. All this you're taking up education for what? To become a successful human being, to become a successful Muslim, to become a good and successful Muslim, to become a good citizen contributing to the growth of this nation. So what that would mean is, once you come into the Miyasi group of institutions, then one is the education part, which includes the academics, the discipline, the theory, the practicals, all those elements, where I should first say that you should all be proud that you have the best staff to train you on this. Let me tell you why I call them the best. When we select our students in New College and even in the school and even in the other institutions, we are giving priority to not selling. We are giving priority to selecting the students from the weaker sections of our community, not only economically, but also who are academically weak. So, and we want to train those students. And for that, you can understand, when we select the students wantedly, our objective is that we bring up our community, we select the weaker sections of the community, both economically and academically, and then train them up to come up in life. And you can then understand the tough task that our staff has. I should really commend New College for training you all in this manner. The kind of, particularly in the last 2 years, during the very difficult COVID years, and even before that, they have done a wonderful job of training you all. Now, my responsibility, our responsibility as office bearers, doesn't stop with that. After that, we have to find out avenues for you, from moving from your graduation to guide you all in what you should do after your graduation. Whether you should go in for post-graduation, again, the avenues of which are, you can go in for MCOM in the same college, you can go in for MBA in the Miyasi Institute of Management, you can go in for MCA if you are computer students, which is again in the Miyasi Institute of Technical Education. And if from the school you want to go into Miyasi Academy of Architecture, you can get in there. But again, what we have done in each of these institutions is to have the course made in such a way that it will be academic as well as it will meet the requirements of the world. We are brought in concepts of bringing the corporate culture into the campus so that you all get that training in the campus. We are all brought in the consultancy process training in the campus. We are bringing the what we would say the communication skills that you all need tomorrow to go out into the world. Those communication skills are being transmitted to you in these institutions, particularly in Miyasi Institute of Management. And then we are also giving you the soft skills required for these and all the skills that will enable you to go very confidently into the world. We are not only that, we are also trying our best to get you placed in good organizations at good salary levels so that you are all very, very capably placed to take up those assignments, to take up those jobs. Not only that, you are also trained to go and handle the business if you want to do a business. So, and then even after you join there, we give an avenue for you to have an interaction with your institute as an alumni of that institute. And for that, for your own development or any other further developments you want, yes, the institution is open to you for guidance. So these are all that we are trying to do for anybody who comes into Miyasi. You are not going to leave them. You are going to give them good education, good academics, good training. You are going to make them go into this world in a very confident manner and already put them on the path to achieving greater things in this world. So this is what this is not there in any syllabus of any university. What is there in the syllabus of those universities or ASDD? Yes, that we are taking care of. But these syllabuses do not encompass in training you for going out into this world. Those additions is what we are doing. We are offering in Miyasi Institute of Management, in all the other institutes, even within New College. If a student comes in as a graduate, we are very much encouraging our placement cell there to see that even as graduates, if our children want jobs, we are trying to get them jobs even as graduates. We are trying to counsel them on improvement there from there on to become postgraduates in various fields. And then from there enable them to move into the higher levels. So this is what we have been doing. This is what is my job as the Secretary of Miyasi. And I'll assure you that every effort is being made to see that these objectives are achieved. We have done a lot in the last 3 years. Inshallah, in the years to come, this will only go up and up and up. And all our staff, all our team is totally committed to these objectives. So inshallah, I think with that in mind, I thought I would address you all. And what I would also have to say is, today, I should really thank the principal of New College, his 2 lieutenants, the 2 vice principals, the deans, the HODs, particularly the HODs of all these commerce and BBA who have come here, that they have been really helpful. Muhammad Akmal Saab, Rafiq Ahmad Saab, Tamim Sharif Saab, Vijay Kumar, Gunasekar, Ilyas, then Suleiman Saab, and all these people have really, I think, spoken to you all, and we have gathered today in good numbers today to see how we could go ahead on this. All the students who are attending this webinar today, I would appeal to them to talk to all their friends and convey this message of mine to them. Let me assure you, when you go out of Miyasi as a Miyasi product, you will be recognized and you will be on your way to achieving greater things in this world. With these few words, I would like to again wish you all the best for moving ahead in life, going ahead in life, and wish you all the best for the results that are going to be announced shortly in New College. Thank you. Thank you, Lord. Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Thank you, Ilyas Sahib. I think he all said this in the 5-10 minutes as to where we are and what we want to do and what is there in for all of us to groom the students who come to Miyasi group of institutions. Okay. Today, we have a very important topic to discuss, important space which is going to occupy a lot of prominence from a career perspective. And we thought this is the ideal platform to disseminate this information and talk about the career prospects that are available in this space. I am referring to data. All of you know that data is the new oil, and data is the ingredient, is the raw material for businesses these days. Okay, many have said a lot of things about data, but today data is being converted into information, and information is being converted into insights. Okay. And there are people who are doing all this behind the screens to ensure that organizations, institutions, different stakeholders take information and use it for the purpose for which it is intended. Today, the seminar is going to focus a lot about data analytics and the importance of data. And who could be the better person to talk about this? The person who has seen this from a very close circle. I'm referring to my friend Yahya Rashid, who is a business leader. He has seen the technical aspects of business. He has seen the managerial aspects of business. Okay. And he has more than 20 plus years of experience in Fortune 500 IT companies. And he helps them lead large scale projects with an entrepreneurial approach. Okay. For the academicians, he has published 2 white papers and is a distinguished keynote speaker in emerging technologies and is recognized as a thought leader in the IT and the IT enabled space. Okay, I have pleasure in welcoming Yahya, who will take us through the aspects of data analytics, and how students of New College can benefit from the options that are available because of the data analytics space. Yahya, my pleasure in welcoming you. And you have seen our senior members addressing with passion, and I'm sure you will understand the reason why you are here, and I'm sure you will enlighten us with your insights. And it is a pleasure having you here. Yahya Rashid, the stage is all yours.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Thank you very much, Dr. Farhad, for your kind words. It's a privilege to be part of this seminar, being one of the old students of this great institution. And there's no denying the fact that polished diamonds come out of this institution, and they enter the job market with confidence. So let me quickly go ahead and share a few insights on analytics and the opportunities that it provides. It'll give you, it's a primer. Basically, it'll help you provide as to which, what skill that you can sharpen in order for you to, get into the top echelons of the companies with the right job offers as well, right? So let me quickly bring up my slide. Let me know once you can see my screen.
Yeah. Very
Okay.
much, yeah.
Sure. So During the next, I was given 40 minutes, so I think I'll have to maintain the time. So I'll quickly go through the introduction, state of the union of how the entire industry is moving, industry 4.0, gig economy, skills of the future.
Yeah, you can use a slide share. I think then you can.
Okay.
Yeah. The entire screen will be visible. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
So Dr. Farhad pretty much covered my intro, but I serve as the global head of workforce transformation, learning and development quality, and also double up as the head of Chennai Global Delivery Center at HCL Technologies. Let me move to the next slide and share the state of the union. So during the last 18 to 20 years, right? There's a major disruptions that happened. Usually the cycle of disruption used to happen in a decade of about 10 years and beyond, right? 1.5 decades and so on. But you must have seen the last 3 or 4 years, there is a unicorn coming up. Unicorn is 1 billion of valuation, right? That's coming out on at scale, right? Within India itself, we had Zomato, we had Ola, a lot of companies, new age companies. But what's driving all of that is the technology space, right? That technology has become part and parcel of the entire ecosystem within an organization. Earlier, a CIO was just a support system. When I joined the company by Dell, CIO was just a support organization. But today, CIO takes all the decisions. He's more powerful than the CEO. Okay, the reason being he understands what the business is all about, how we can drive change, and what kind of disruption that we can bring about. So the topic given to us was analytics, and if data is the new oil, analytics is the new refinery. So you need to refine and get insights out of it, make sense, and then those sense has to be put across in a manner which is meaningful and which can also be monetized, right? Every app or every company that comes up, every platform that comes up looks at all of that. Today we are completely Google knows a lot about us than others as well, right? So that's the kind of insights they have created. So data today is a big both it can be used for both positive as well as the disruptive uses as well. But this is how the power of data has turned out. Over the last 5 years, the entire what the mobile industry has given us, the sensors, the lidars, all of those technologies have helped in terms of getting a lot of big data. And using that big data today, they are putting it across to greater advantage in the healthcare space, within the retail space, within the manufacturing space. So what data is doing today is it's operating at a central environment, and it's supporting various allied industries, cutting across different verticals, right? So if the companies don't innovate, if they don't take the new style of IT as well as the data analytics piece, they become history. You know Nokia, what happened, various other companies, right, where GE and others were leaders, they all moved to different tangents of the world. But you look at the new age companies, they adopt and they have moved on. So digital is all about user experience today. How much we are able to understand a user, demonstrate what kind of cross sell, upsell that we can do, be it Facebook or Apple and Amazon and Netflix. They give you every insight. You go and search, then you have the advertisements from Google flooding across in your search criteria, or in your Facebook news feed, or in your Twitter feed, all of that, right? So basically user knows what are your Uber and Ola knows where exactly you kind of tend to travel and so on. So data is kind of manipulated in a manner, and the explosion of data is just going to go almost to about trillions of terabytes. That's the kind of scale that you're looking at. So moving on in terms of what are the state of the union of the current IT industry, right? We had different cycles, so cycle 1, 2, and 3. So So we are in cycle 4. I will focus more on cycle 4 considering the time. We are in the digital disruption phase. Now, what's emerging in terms of ongoing from a value creation standpoint? It's the outside innovations, digital platforms, at scale digitization of workflows. So today we don't even have to go and we don't even know the driver that's going to pick up from our doorstep. It's all digitized, completely hands free, no human touch, and so on, right? What is needed to succeed is access to technology, access to partnership at scale and skill. So skill enablement is a big area of concern in getting into this emerging technologies landscape. So how do we go ahead and access and kind of upskill? That's important, which I'll be covering in the subsequent slides. Cost efficiency is one of the other areas. Again, as I elucidated, business issues, widening skill gaps. We are not able to hire a good amount of people in certain areas because people tend to lack certain skills. So we have to up the skill gap. Transformation pressure, business model disruptions. So every CIO, every leader has to come up with a 90-day plan. Keep changing it. Keep looking at things which are more user centric and so on, right? So all of that is what is the new style of IT has laid bare to. Let me move to the next slide. Automation, right? Automation, apart from analytics, what analytics does is it stores up data, and with that data, automation comes to bear in terms of getting completely automating the entire workflows, the processes, and so on. So a human workforce army today, which executed with manual labor, so many steps, coding and all of that, and analytics. Today, a bot is able to do most of the work. So the bots are getting intelligent, using intelligent automation and so on. So there is this huge gap of all the repetitive tasks and mundane activities will get automated. What are today's companies that are facing numerous challenges, right? Customer today is under loyalty pressure. The internet of everything is fundamentally changing everything. Every company is looking at how to retain the customer's base. That's a big challenge. Then how do we get our products updated faster? How do we match that scale? And how do we delight our customers with exceptional new levels of services at no extra cost? When you go for a deal, the immediate question from a customer is that what kind of cost reduction that you can do, how much of efficiencies you can operate. Then how do we respond to our customers who demand better services at lower prices year over year? Nimble startups are just entering market like anything, and with breakthrough technologies, what challenges can legacy businesses do? If we are in a legacy old style of IT, old model of conducting business, that's not going to work, right? Nimble startups come up with a very flat structure, able to disrupt the market. Our margins are under pressure, and these are all problem statements, right? These are the ones that are triggering. They're asking people to come up with solutions, be it a crowdsourced problem solve, or through a consulting approach, or whatnot, or within internal itself within a company. So these are the major problem areas that today the companies are struggling with, and that's where a lot of it is to do with the analytics. So if we have to look at analytics as a career, so these are the areas that we'll have to kind of scratch the surface, keep scratching, so that we are able to unearth the potential, what the data is that can provide. I'll give you a quick brief about what this industry 4.0. A lot of us are talking about. Earlier, it was more academic. Today, it's put to bear across multiple facets of business. Today, we are talking about real, right? Just a week or 2 weeks back, we had two of the billionaires who shot up to the space and they returned back. So the reason being, today the access to technology and access to a lot of information is available at scale on demand, and these things are quite possible. Earlier, government used to fund all of that. Today, private enterprises are able to fund space travel, right? Telephone took about 75 years, web to reach 7 million target, web by about 7 years, Facebook almost 4 years after it was launched, Instagram 2 years, and you know what, Clubhouse 1 month. It's just and every week there is a 10 million of customers waiting to be added into Clubhouse. So that's the evolution that is taking place today. It's all at scale. So Industry 4.0 is the fourth industrial revolution. Let me go through this graph on the right hand side. It's basically all of the entire connected ecosystems, right? That analyze and communicate data seamlessly. So you have mobile devices, the Internet of Things. Internet of Things today is connected to everything, be it the healthcare systems, the automobile, the manufacturing, everything is connected. Location detection technologies, advanced human machine interfaces, authentication and fraud detection, 3D printing, smart sensors, big data analytics and advanced algorithms, multi-level customer interactions, augmented reality, and cloud computing. All of this are put together with the latest and the greatest advanced technologies with data analytics as the core capability, and that has been unleashed and packaged out, and that gives a very good products. Like some of the products which I can talk about is the drones. The complete way of measuring the data, measuring the area, measuring, understanding the scale, the topography of a given area in about less than 5 minutes or less than that, covering large quantum of area. And then we have things in healthcare space where an Apple Watch can predict if a person is going to get a heart attack and how quickly he has to be into the hospital. So all of this today is all connected, and it's all in reality, in real world. So this provides us an opportunity for harvesting and harnessing these data insights into meaningful insights, and then converting it into monetization. That's the most important thing. We have the data, we are making meaningful insights out of it, but how do we monetize? It's not charity that any company does it, right? So the aspects of how we monetize and how we make sense out of these data insights is what we'll talk about. The human mind, the cognitive computing, which is taking shape, is the human mind balance of reasoning and creativity, along with the power of modern technologies. A decade back, it was all about the central processing unit. Today, it's all about graphical processing unit, right? So that's the biggest change that has happened. So computer vision and so all of those have really helped in terms of harnessing more data. So what about data science, right? All about the interdisciplinary aspects of data science. One is there are 8 key characteristics of this data science. One is domain expertise, understanding what domain we are playing, whether it's a life science, healthcare, or manufacturing, or retail chain, or anything, right? We can talk about new technologies, any domain we talk about, having that expertise of that, so that the data which comes out of those is able to amalgamate and try to make sense out of it. Data engineering, how you collect the data, what data has to be collected. We don't want to have redundant data, right? Getting the right set of data, understanding it, whether this data adds value to the entire ecosystem or it's just another fad. Whether the data is consistent, a lot of things has to be ascertained. Cognitive science is how to make the machine learn in terms of understanding what this data can, how to make the machine learn this data and take a kind of a substandard, kind of meaningful decision making. Then we move into artificial intelligence, where it mimics human memory. Deep learning is more in terms of taking qualified decisions. There's no ifs or buts, but looking at the data patterns and then coming up with a more insightful picture. Machine learning is ensuring that all the repetitive tasks are fed into the bot and they are able to practice it. Mathematics and statistics, this plays a major role in terms of understanding what and how we collect the data, what are the models that we need to look at, and so on. Model research is to understand how these models are to be kind of looked at and taken care of. So these are the 8 key facets of data science. We can choose as a career. You can choose any of this based on your interests, because it's there for everybody. You can either take a career, choose a career in model research or mathematics and statistics or domain expertise, or if you're good technically, You can go ahead and take any of it, be it cognitive sciences or artificial intelligence or deep learning. Believe me, don't take things like, I'm from the commerce background, I'm from the arts background, or I'm not from the computer science background. When I studied at New College, I did my bachelor's in corporate secretaryship. Then I moved into master's in computer science, computer applications, right? So there is always this element. As long as we are able to understand and make real effort towards gaining that skill, that's all it matters. It's not, nobody is born, in a certain way. We can always interchange and try to get into whatever we feel excites us, right? And that's the key. And there's a huge amount of opportunities in all these domains. Now, what are the AI-driven delivery transformation for predictive analytics? Now, a big pattern is in terms of understanding how this person will buy if he goes to a workshop, or if he goes to a store, what all he'll buy, right? There's a lot of things. So the things are fed into it. So first is in terms of understanding the big data and designing the data science in terms of problem that is there in the service delivery. And then we look at pattern recognition. Now, what are the various patterns to look at if this person buys a certain product, if this person looks at a certain technology consistently, and so on. And then based on that, solve some of the other delivery problems, right? Machine learning algorithms is, as I said, it's more of capturing the repetitive tasks for automation assessments. And statistical modeling is in terms of actionable intelligence to drive productivity and efficiency in terms of how you do the augmented staffing plans, or ensuring that people, certain people are mapped to certain set of tasks, that they are efficient enough, and so on. So those kind of statistical modeling is built into from an analytics standpoint. Moving on, what are the career options with analytics? You can start off with a business analyst, where some of these data reporting and data insights, data capture, all of this is taken care. Next level is the data analyst. Data analysis is more in terms of using a bit more analytics tools within be in any spreadsheet that you can, any spreadsheet product that you can choose to, arriving at consolidation and reporting out. Data engineer is more in terms of how well you make sense out of this data, whatever you captured. How do we put it into automation? Data architect, it take this entire data in terms of automating it, arriving at those insights, connecting the dots. And data scientist is basically getting all of this in order, and ensuring that the product or service that is being offered within the company is ensured that these tally out with the sales, the other lead generations and other things. These are all get teased off with all of these three metrics. That's the role basically of a data scientist, to ensure that the CXOs take a unified and informed decision in terms of what they need, what they are supposed to do with it, right? So these are the various career aspects that analytics provides, and it's not restricted. It can go to other areas as well. But these are the in-demand skills that we have. Another major area which is really kicking up is the idea economy, or the gig economy, right? Today, most of the companies today offer their platforms, and that's where these platforms ensure that you have a lot of these opportunities coming up. And believe you me, the analytics plays a big element of what we derive out of it. Earlier, people used to get hired to retire, right? Now it's all because I'm sure this generation is all about the centennials. So they kind of switch jobs. They want to understand which area that excites them, but they take up those kind of roles, and then they just master that on those areas. So the gig economy is poised to grow manifold. India is a leading gig economy player, followed by Bangladesh. And then US is distant third. So this has helped enable the flexibility for people. So you have to choose the right kind of skills, the right kind of education, the academics, for you to really master that. A person may not be an expert in all. There was this a decade back. people were expected to have the breadth of knowledge. Today, they are expected to have the depth of knowledge. Once you have a depth of knowledge in a certain vertical, and voila, you can go ahead and monetize whatever the opportunities that may come out. So, what are how to keep pace with the gig economy and the industry 4.0? Acquiring skills of the future. That's the fair amount of aspect of it. Basically, the future of work is in terms of how you shift and mix the skills. It's no longer going sequentially, but it's going at a rapid scale. The knowledge gap, the various degree of experience and service orientation, a lot of things are getting things. So it's also in the age of online learning platforms where new skills are available. So we can look at design thinking, critical thinking with soft skills. Gaining expertise, the traditional career ladder is dead. A new adventure park is born, right? Today, people can just jump around within organizations in harboring various other aspects of skills. Third aspect, which is adaptation. Adoption is in terms of having the mindset of change is constant. Basically, be flexible in terms of taking up whatever comes in your way and ensuring that you're able to deliver that at speed and scale. That does not affect your work and work-life balance. And then open career models are one of the areas. It's not usually that people take have to join only a company today. They can open your own company and or sign up for a freelancing right after your college or your post graduation. But ensuring that today the opportunities available is manifold. So the future of work provides various areas with which one can really get sign up to and start working based on their flexibility and their determination, right? So those are the four key skills. But again, from a soft skill standpoint, and this is where I want to spend a little more time here. You can have the academics, you can have the technical capability, but what people lose out is the top five skills that I'll be talking about is here. Active listening. People, because when we are having a conversation, people have this habit of responding, not after listening, but responding just because that person has asked or raised a specific point. Active listening is something which is lacking, and this is one of the key skills even during interviews, when even when there are opportunities provided to when the leadership thinks that if the person has this habit of listening to what has been said and able to analyze. The reason being, once we break our listening capability, our thought process gets impacted, and that leads us to taking, responding which is not appropriate for that particular point that is being asked. Second is speaking. Very clearly articulate what you intend to speak. That's 52%. And then critical thinking, understanding how we don't have to think unidimensional, but we'll have to look at various facets of the thing, like we call that 360-degree view. We don't look at it only from one unidimensional view, right? Reading comprehension is another area, because time is short. Um, People have to just catch these skills on or information on the go, understand, and then respond, right? And then monitoring how well you're able to kind of manage a task given in hand, and how you are not just follow up but entirely follow through and achieve that aspect is some of the key five skills that are there for tomorrow's jobs. Finally, I would, and this is my final slide. This is a you would see across in all the company CEOs, CXOs slides is the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. This is a very powerful quote by Alvin Toffler, and he mentions this because we have learned in a certain aspect. We say that we have read it and we have learned it in a different way. It's very hard for us to unlearn, but that has to change, right? We have to ensure that how quickly we can upskill ourselves, cross skill, because the organizations don't give a lot of time in terms of going through the various training motions. It's all on the go today. So that's where it's important that we spend a lot of quality time. And as Secretary Saab had and Dr. Farhat and Principal Saab had elucidated, a lot of effort during college is very, very important, right? What you learn, how well you put those learnings into bear, and kind of see which one is relevant for this particular job or role or a thing that you offer within your purview once you join an organization. And then how well you traverse through. It's not hardwired. It's all about how well you're able to traverse through the change and challenges that may come in. Challenges don't inform and come. They come in on the go. How well we are able to learn, unlearn, and relearn is what is the importance of it. During the course of the discussion before the seminar, I had a word with Dr. Farhad. I was keen to understand, what are the opportunities and how the academy industry connect happens. So he kind of shared the prime a model of academic model that they have put together. It was quite impressive within the Miyasi Institute of Management. And that really puts to bear a lot of learnings, the industry learnings on the go, and as well as mentoring, as well as looking at data insights in a different way, looking at problem solving. I think these are the skills that are really needed. All I can say is a new college within this campus. There are about massive allied institutions, right? You have the Miyasi architecture, you have Miyasi information technology. There are a lot of allied institutions you will find within the campus. I think it's very important that today you choose which area that you would like to pursue and sign up for that, because the next 2 years is your hard investment in terms of effort, time, and money. Ensure that you make meaningful decision on that. And then after that, it'll be no looking back. You will have no time, to kind of spend a lot of time on the academics part. So the next 2 years of bridge is where, you could take a lot of insights. And I'm a firm believer that upgrading your knowledge is something that you have to continue throughout to remain relevant in the current scheme of things. So with that, I wish you all the very best. And I hope you all succeed and become extremely successful, because this is an institution wherever I had worked in the US much longer. So whenever I used to bounce, when I used to meet some of the people from Chennai in the mosque, they used to tell me that they are from New College. So it used to give me a feel good factor, So that's the institution we are talking about. It's the scale of 70 decades of an institution gives you that bit of attraction, and sign up for being into the alumni association as well. And I wish you all the very best. And with that, I'll turn it over to Dr. Farad.
Thank you, Yahya. I think it was wonderful. You gave a lot of insight, and we got the right man for the right job, and the right students are going to benefit from this great webinar. Okay. So I think you have taken a lot of time. I think you've spent a lot of time. I think I should thank you for the time that you have spent, and I have just given you 24 hours, and kudos to you for coming out with such a brilliant presentation.
Thank you.
Now it's my turn. I will have only one thing to say, that we talk about the 5 M's, but on the 5 M's, if there is an underlying thing, that is data. Data is something that we will all have to work. Okay, we don't have to be an expert on data analyst or analysis, but we should be sure about what is to do with data. Okay, if we don't know what to do with data, I think we are redundant. So today, it's everyone's requirement to acquire that skills. Okay, today, fortunately or unfortunately, we are so obsessed with Excel that we always get into Excel. Okay, but we have moved a long way from Excel. But we will have to not only excel in Excel, but we'll have to excel in other data visualization aspects. Okay. There are many CEOs and CXOs who have talked about data, a lot of insights about data. And they say that today, organizations without data are deaf and blind. They are just on the web, searching for the right information. And on a philosophic note, there are management gurus who say, we trust in God, but please come with data. So that is the importance of data these days. Okay. The world is also now awash in data, and we can see consumers in a lot clearer ways. These are the quotes given by few of the leading CXOs. Okay. This pandemic for us has been an opportunity because we came and then we brought about this innovative and phenomenal pedagogy called PRIME, which is an acronym of participatory learning, research, industry connect, mentoring, and eventually transferring skills. And for all this, we need data. For all this, we need innovation. For all this, we need learning. For all this, we need unlearning. And that is precisely what we are doing in MIASI Institute of Management. You can be a specialist with data. For the students of New College, you can aspire to be a programmer by getting the options that are available within the campus. You can enroll for a MSc program, become a hardcore programmer, work on data. You can torture data to get the right results. Okay. At the same time, if you really want to be a overall commander, then there is a management school which will not only teach you to work on data, but also give you a lot of insights and practical experience as far as your skills are concerned. So our objective is to transform the students so that they become ready. As I told in the very beginning, that the faculty members of New College do a phenomenal job. Okay, irrespective of the input, they put in their efforts, and this was rightly echoed by our Secretary Sahab, that whatever the input, we put in the efforts and then they are ready for the market. So they are in the shelf there. Okay. So the shelf life is decided, and the picker of the shelf or whoever picks from the shelf would like to see what the product is. Now you have taken a place in the shelf, but how well you are picked up is dependent on you. You need to find out what skills you acquire so that you are ready and you are accommodated in the market. So with all this in mind, we had decided and we have defined this pedagogy called PRIME, which is not, though it's a brainchild of MIASI Institute of Management. Inshallah, we will try and replicate this model in colleges. And we are already started doing this with MIIT. And it has been a great learning from MIIT because it is the convergence of both IT as well as management. So there is a lot of scope. And with New College, we will be taking this from the next year coming, inshallah. So MIASI Prime is a one-stop shop for all your requirements. And that is what we have done in this 1.5 years of pandemic that we were all forced to remain indoors. Okay. For those who have not known about MIASI Prime, I think this is a very good opportunity. We have, in fact, shared this with everyone. And I have shared this with many of my colleagues who are on the same page, like Mr. Yahya. And he has commended and he has talked about the thinking that has gone behind in coming across with such a video. Okay. I'll play this video for you. And after this, I would like to get questions, and we would be more than happy to answer your questions. Okay. So for those who have not seen this video, for a better understanding and putting everything in a nutshell, here is the Prime video for everyone to see, understand as to what is going to be the way forward. It is going to be a convergence of Industry 4 in terms of skills that are going to be required, in terms of the hard skills and the soft skills that one has to have to be really, really successful in these challenging times. Yeah. Can I have the video, please?
The biggest challenge facing college graduates today is the lack of prerequisite skills expected by companies. There is a distinctive line that exists between academics and the industry. While colleges teach students the principles of management as theory in a controlled classroom environment, the industry expects every graduate to be ready for the real world and skilled in problem solving, communication, and all the essential tools. Miyasi Institute of Management has set out to blur this line with revolutionary teaching methods so that our students can transition seamlessly from academia to the industry. Tall claims like revolutionizing education usually end up just being blackboards replaced by smartboards. But at Miyasi, the learning is experiential, immersive, and truly unique. It starts with participatory learning and practical application, where students spend half the day in class and half in a work environment, giving them the experience and exposure in the various departments of an organization and developing abilities like decision making, teamwork, and leadership. This also allows them to understand theory in the context of their own work experience instead of just accepting the examples given in a book. And then comes research and intelligence. With data overtaking oil as the most valuable commodity in the world, the capacity to assimilate and analyze information through research is naturally a crucial skill. Through activities like competitor research and other data enrichment projects, students learn the required scientific methodologies while also building on communication, time management, and analytical thinking. With the Industry Institute Connect, Miyasi brings real-life work wisdom directly to the students, creating an interface that allows them to communicate and learn from the business world through internships, CXO talks, sit-downs with business leaders, and active participation in actual consultancy projects. This solves deficiencies of the existing educational system by focusing on critical thinking and real-time industry knowledge, enabling easier job placements and invaluable networking opportunities. Despite the new approach to education, it is important to take into account the challenges that each student will face based on their own personal past and the present realities. Mentors are crucial for the development of students because they allow them to see the hope inside themselves and instill confidence. The Mentorship and Guidance Program gives individual focus to every student through assigned mentors and personalized attention. The mentors assist specifically with career planning, personal development, and readiness based on a well-designed mentoring concept. To become a successful entrepreneur or a corporate professional, expertise and power skills are essential. Creativity, adaptability, and resilience are the foundation that bonds every other skill acquired along the way. To build this foundation, the students are taken through a series of interventions, including exercises, hands-on workshops, and exclusive training by corporate experts. We believe management education is more than just an MBA degree. Miyasi's educational experience is focused not just on the consumption of knowledge, but the application of it as well. This is Miyasi Prime, a forward-looking pedagogy, the future of education.
Okay. Thank you very much for watching this video. Now, the session is open for question answers. Students, faculty members, if you have any questions to ask, we have the panel. We have the members from the MIM. We have Mr. Yahya. We would be more than happy to answer questions pertaining to careers in data analytics or in general management.
A very good morning to one and all present here. Am I audible, sir?
We are very much audible, sir. Syed Farhan.
Yes, yes. This is Dr. Syed Rafiq Ahmed on behalf of the new college principal, Dean of Commerce, and on the Department of Commerce. Myself, Dr. Tamim Cherry, Professor Muhammad Iqbal Saab, we extend a heartiest thanks for this wonderful opportunity. I think it's a need of the hour also. I think our students should be trained in this type of business analytics, no doubt. Sir, I have a small clarification. Honestly speaking, sir, we are all coming under the middle class, okay? Time, efforts, and money.
Sir, you're on mute. Dr. Syed Rafiq Saab, you're on mute.
Professor Rafi, you are on mute. Unmute and talk, sir.
We'll have to give the answers on mute only. We'll have to mute and then talk.
Rafiq sir,
People. Thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity.
Now, we were not able to listen to you, Rafiq Saab.
you have
For
to
the past
repeat,
3 minutes, you have to repeat what you said.
50% we didn't listen.
Yeah. Sir, Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Thanks,
Now,
sir.
am I audible, sir? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sir, on behalf of the Principal Dean of Commerce and the Department of Commerce, I extend an heartiest thanks for providing us with this wonderful opportunity, sir. Sir, actually, my question is, most of our students are from the BCom background. These students, if they take it as their first career in their life, business analytics.
You're on mute. You're on mute, Rafiq sir.
You are on mute, sir.
Correctly at that point.
I think they have to spend their time, efforts, and money and all things. And moreover, they are from the middle background. And our country is a developing one in this field. With all this, with this prelude, can our students, sir, boldly take the decision to in this business analytics, sir? Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity.
Well, can I respond to that, please?
Yeah, please go ahead, sir.
Rafiq sir.
Yes, sir.
Your question is very valid. But let me just tell you,
Yes, sir.
Business analytics today is become part and parcel of any management course, any IT course, or any course worth its name for the students to have it tomorrow. Without business analytics, as was the concept was very clearly explained by Mr. Yahya Rashid.
Yes, sir.
I'm very happy he happens to be a co-alumni. I hope he becomes a member of the alumni also. Okay.
Sure.
But Rafiq sir,
Yes, sir.
that is why in the Institute of Management, though this may not be very much part of the syllabus of the Anna University, or even we are introducing all these requirements of not only tomorrow. Most of them are already there today, as Yahya explained to you all. Now, the point is, it is only to equip our students. And as I told you right in the beginning, that MIASI group of education institutions are mainly directed towards educating the economically weak and the academically weak students from our community. So we are trying to see how to best equip them with all that is required for them to go out into this world. And business analytics forms a very important part of that. And even you would have seen that all our structures of fees and whatever is done in almost all the institutions is keeping that objective in mind of servicing the economically weak and the academically weak. Okay? That you can compare with many other institutions, what the situation is. There may be other than MIASI Academy of Architecture, but all other institutions, their fees is very, very nominally fixed. And not only that, also that to the really economically weak sections of the society who really deserve zakat and all that, we are getting scholarships of more than 1.5 crores every year from MIASI. So I think from all those angles, I think I've covered your question, and it's very important that business analytics has to be understood as a very, very important component of today's world and tomorrow's world. And for our students to move ahead and take charge of the world, all these have to be paid a lot of attention to. Yeah. I hope I've answered your point. Yes, sir. You can take other questions.
Yeah. SK, I don't know who's SK has raised a hand. Yeah. Please go ahead.
Sir.
Walaikum salam.
This is Samim Sharif, HOD of Commerce, Evening College Shift 2. I'm audible, sir?
Yeah, very much, sir. Please go ahead.
I had one small question. As you said, some data processes there, some training has been provided for the students. May I know, sir, what type of training you are giving, sir, so that I can recommend to some of my students to join this? What are the types of training you are giving? How can they take the decision? Suppose in that case, some decision goes wrong. How should they come? Because they are very young and energetic. Sometimes they may take a wrong decision. So in that case, what is your source of, what is your source you are going to thought? Can you throw some light on this, sir?
Yeah. Can I answer this, or anyone would like to take this?
Sorry, I didn't get the question. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, please go ahead, Farad.
Yeah. First and foremost, as Secretary Sir was telling, what we do in Miyasi Institute of Management is very unique, and it is time tested, and it is something which the industry requires. Okay. Having said that, we devote the morning sessions only for theory, and the afternoon sessions we take up live projects, work on the data. So when we say we are going to take live projects and work on the data, we are talking about data analysis. Okay, starting from SPSS to R or any other data visualization that we want to do. Okay, end of the day, to start with, data visualization is actually like telling a story and putting the desk on the screen to give some meaningful insights. So basic things they have to do is to work on the data, to work on research the data and come out with clear information. That's what we train. So apart from an MBA curriculum, the post-lunch session is only scheduled for developing such skills. So the skills which are relevant today will be outdated tomorrow. So we have a clear insight about what we have to teach so that it is current and at the same time it is relevant. I hope I've answered your question.
Good morning, sir.
Hello, sir.
Good morning.
Shall I proceed with my question, sir? Sir?
Can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, sir. So there was an interruption, sir. I am R. Sivakumar from the Department of Business Administration. I'm from the new college. It is a very nice experience having participated in this seminar, sir. My question is to Mr. Yahya. Sir, how far this data scientist is different from a statistician? So is it just doing with big data, or please explain, sir?
See, very, very valid question. It's like comparing apples to oranges, right? Statisticians earlier, I remember BSc Statistics was the most sought after course, during my times. I graduated 94, 97. It was the most sought after. So basically what we used to do is, we used to do this, pie charts and bar graphs and all of those consolidation of data. Today, ever since the introduction of these apps, the information, overload happened, right? Which came in form of bits and pieces. They call it the speeds and feeds of data, right? Number of microblogging sites and Facebooks and all of that. And then with that came the sensors, the democratization of mobile as well as the autonomous. Meant that there's a lot of data that happened. So this became, the terminology of big data, Shiva. So what happens is there's two different outcomes. Now, with this small amount of data, the statistician used to make sense out of it. It never used to go beyond, the branch head or the HOD of a company. Today, the scale of this data determines how we can manipulate and up compete your competitors. So for that, there are certain tools, right, and certain research models that one has to look at and evolve. Technology has come to support that. Earlier, it was all about, people have to be so good in numbers, mathematics, and other concepts. But today, technology has come. You have this, R, Python, and all of those that can put together a complete assimilation of this data, make meaningful insights, study the patterns, and then give you insights. So that makes easier as to at what time, say for example, if I have to give you an example of a Zomato, from 12 to 2 is where you will have maximum orders. So which is the restaurant which is mostly highly rated? Send those people, to all those guys to pick up food from there. A lot of this is today available at minute scale, right? So those are the big differences that has happened between 2 decades of 90s and the 2020s.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum salam, Shamsuddin, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum to everyone. I just thank to our college. I'm not ask any question. I'm Mohammad Shamsuddin. I completed BCom ISM. I thank our college to give a valuable opportunity to conduct this webinar. We have in our department, we have also introduced data analytic and spreadsheet in coming academic year. I know this webinar is very helpful for our business and other IT jobs, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving a valuable speech and very informative speech, sir.
Please spread this to your classmates who have not attended the session and tell them what they have missed. Yeah, Shamsuddin.
Okay, sir. Sure,
Okay,
sir.
Dr.
Sure.
Okay, Dr. Farad sir, only one question I'll ask our brother Yahya Rashid sir. Sir, can we introduce this business analytics in our UG and PG curriculum, sir, in the forthcoming Board of Studies meeting?
Yes, you can. You definitely can. I don't understand the academic route of the compliance part of it with the university and all of that. But certainly, these are all good courses. For enabling our students to get to the next level. They'll be employable. These are employable skills.
Okay. If it is so, what are the things to be needed, sir, in the department to install something like that?
See, it's basically, I think I'll just get back to your first question because, and then I'll respond to it. You said that some of the students aspire of it because they are middle income and all that. See, I used to run a 200-member team for Hewlett-Packard in Chennai. And one of the big ideas that came up for contract annuity renewal is from one of the process associate, the least who was just a fresh graduate, BCom graduate. Okay, he just said whether this contract is getting converted or the quote is getting converted. How do we know? And he came back with a very basic analysis, and that analysis helped the company recover so much of lost revenue. And then they set up a 200 million account team, and he was sent to the US, for that. So all of these ideas come from very small people, who are process associates and so on. It's all about the interest, right? Now, to your second question, it's very important that you don't have to set up the entire architecture because certain things are very expensive and may not even make sense for the person to go through, right? They can understand, basically come up with certain exercises through Excel, bring in certain case studies of solving within a group, first on a blackboard, then on an Excel, and then take it further as to how you will solve in a real life scenario. Those kind of case studies can really help for starts. And then like Dr. Farad elucidated, in courses like MIM, he'll get an exposure that will be a bridge course for him to really scale up those skills. Because during graduation, it's up to an individual to go ahead and take those opportunities. But if they want to really fine tune and sharpen their skills, they can move into those kind of specific courses.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have missed one important point of what Rafiq Sahab is saying. He probably would like to understand whether your help will be available for putting this in place.
Absolutely. See, I did share with Dr. Farad, sir, and because I want to give back to the institution. Today I have kind of grown this level is because of all the efforts during the time that I've consumed these thing. I want to give back, and I'm available for whatever help you all need.
Rafiq Sahab, I think I got a reply. You got your reply now. Can you unmute yourself?
Inshallah, we can make a MOU also with them, sir. Inshallah, in future.
And then we are an autonomous.
Exactly.
We can bring that in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir. We will introduce in our curriculum also, sir. Inshallah.
Yeah, I'm going to take up on that offer from you. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Yeah.
Assalamu
alaikum.
Assalam.
Ilyas, sir, please go ahead.
Sir, this is Ilyas, Head of Department of Information System Management. I would like to congratulate and appreciate these initiatives that have been taken, and I am very much fortunate that you have attended this meeting. And it's a very great thing that for many informations from the here, sir, that data analytics. Sir, one thing I want to tell you that our department is integrated with the technology. Commerce management integrated with the technology. That is information system management. And this year, in our curriculum board of studies, we have introduced this data analytics using spreadsheet. Spreadsheet is nothing but the Excel. Okay. So the students got more opportunities here. Already we are going with Python and a lot of different technologies we are going like that with the commerce, with the management subjects. Now we have introduced this one. It will be very grateful, helpful for the students, for the first year students. When you reach this third year, they will definitely go into this jobs like data analyst, business analyst. They will come to know very highly. And this seminar has given more highlights to the students, because our students mostly have attended this, because they are going to miss this data analytics, because we have introduced for first year. These students, now we have got a lot of things you have given to our students, because most of the students from the BCom have attended this seminar. You can see that. Okay. And I would like to thank you for this opportunity that has been given, and thank the management, secretary sir, and all those members, the principal and vice principal, deans and HODs that were given a very good things that to attend this webinar. Very useful, sir. And I like to, on behalf of the students as well as our department, I would like to congratulate and thank that. Thank you, sir. Thank you for us.
Thank you. Thank you.
One person has raised his hand, maybe a student.
Yeah, I'm not getting his name. Yeah, please go ahead. The one who has raised his hands, I have only. Looks like you are a Tesla fan. I have only the new numbers running there. Yeah, please.
I wanted to ask Yaya, sir. Hello. So basically,
can you introduce yourself, please?
Hello.
Please introduce yourself.
My name is Adyan. I'm from BCom ISM department.
Okay.
So basically, the world is growing digital era, and data. How does data analysis actually help in market segmentation? Like we know that economy is segmented into different markets. Like how does this data help us in targeting those audiences? That's all.
Yeah, if you could have reflected back to my presentation, right? I started off with domain expertise. That's the fundamental group, right? That segregates based on different market dynamics. You have different clusters, different segments. Whether it's a small and medium, whether it's enterprise, whether it's a small business, what are the demographic patterns and so on. So we have to segregate that data. And an important aspect of data analysis is making sense out of nonsense, right? That's what we say. You can have all the data in the world, but if you capture the wrong set of data or data which is not used, then your analysis is as good as garbage in, garbage out. So very clearly we have to demarcate it. and get it. And that domain expertise, which is the the core principle, that really helps segregate the information across industries, across verticals. Does it answer your question?
Yeah.
Any further questions?
Dr. Farad Saab, if I'm allowed to speak.
Yeah,
Can I?
sir, please.
Yeah. Assalamu alaikum. This is Nazar Muhammad. I am the Assistant Secretary of MIASI, Assistant Treasurer of MIASI. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Faskuruni askurukum washkuruli wala takfurun. Sadaqallahu azim. Wastaghfirullah Nabiyyin Kareem. Therefore, remember me by praying, glorifying. I will remember you and be grateful to me for the countless favors on you, and never be ungrateful to me. To start with, all the dignitaries and the man of the moment, Janab Yahya Rashid Sahab, we are very proud to have you. I think proud is not the right word to have been used here, because Allah doesn't like people who are proud. But I think I would consider myself that we are very fortunate to have you. Because number one, you are being the alumni of New College. And what role model for our students than you here today? Because the point number two is that you belong to Commerce Group, Corporate Secretaryship, then you did your MCA, and then you are here today. And what wonderful presentation you made. You started with this, that if you don't change your history, this doesn't only hold for the industries and the businesses and commerce, this also holds good for the institutions as well. Alhamdulillah, under the present leadership headed by our Prince of Arcot, Nawab Sahib, and overseen and executed by our Honorary General Secretary Sahib, Alhamdulillah, MIASI Institute of Management has changed. And we have a very young, energetic, handsome convener in Sajid Sadaq, who has really done a lot of homework over the last couple of years in particular with Farhad Saab and Direct Saab together, and brought in changes which we would not have visualized maybe 3-4 years ago. And today, Alhamdulillah, MIASI Institute of Management is a very sought after institution. You very well said that traditional career is dead. And you talked very well about data analytical. What are the scopes there? What are the areas which can take our students if they try to choose to pursue their career further in education. Alhamdulillah, we are a good platform here. Inshallah ta'ala, we'll do whatever we can do within our reach to give them an opportunity here. And I do hope that our students will take you as a role model and go ahead and see which fits them, and they bring laurels to our institution. Jazakallah khair for your wonderful, wonderful presentation. I do hope that you will continue your association with us. I said us, New College, as well as MIM, inshallah ta'ala, and that will bring in the transformation further, because you said that transformation is a continuous process. It doesn't end today. Whatever we have done today, and will be a history tomorrow. You gave the example of telephone, which is 75 years, took to reach, and what is the clubhouse, which is now taking only a month here. I think the way the world is going forward very quickly, changes will also come very quickly. And we do hope that with the leadership here, we'll do our best to see what best can be offered to our students. Thank you very much, Farhad Saab. Thank you, Secretary Saab. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Kind words.
Yeah, one last question, then we will, our director sir will give his closing remarks and then we will close the session. Any questions from the students or from anyone who would like to pose?
Prasad.
Ji sir, adab.
Yeah, Shale. Yeah. With the permission of our Secretary sir, wonderful speech, no doubt, from A.R. Rashid. Thanks. And it gives me great pleasure that he is from our own institute. He has done his UG, PG from our institute. As Secretary sir has requested, inshallah, he will become a member of our alumni in future. I have one small observation, Mr. A.R. Rashid. In your talk about the analytic, you are using the word manipulation so many times. I doubt why that manipulation is not a normally. So there is no any other.
Yeah. So I think it's a good observation. So the word manipulation for data is used. See, data can be used both for positive, like I said, for positive as well as for negative. You must have seen the example of an aged parents wearing a Apple Watch were saved because because of the wearable sensor technology that communicated to the doctor, and the ambulance was sent home and taken. And then on the other side, you also have the much talked about Pegasus, where the sensors help to get into the phone as a spyware and then collated all the data and manipulated the data, right? So data manipulation has two ways about it, especially in the context of data analytics. So manipulation for good causes and manipulation for not so good causes, or for other areas, all the gray areas or black areas. So we use that to get to the right insights. So that's why there is when you speak to any data scientist, they'll say data manipulation. Manipulation is not to manipulate, but manipulate in terms of arriving at the right insights.
Probably what my very respected colleague Islam, I think what he observed was very valid. I think that is because the word, unfortunately, the use of the word manipulation has itself been manipulated a lot.
And it's also the order of the day.
It's always been used in the wrong sense, and it conveys the wrong sense also. Of course, what you're saying about business analytics.
Second, sir, I agree with you. And
the utilization could be a better word, perhaps. I don't know. Yeah.
Second, sir, for manipulation, we can use for the Pegasus, not for the right data.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Rashid sir.
Sure.
Yes, Faraz sir.
Yes. Any further questions? So shall we?
Yeah. Sir, in the near future, on behalf of the Department of Commerce and New College, we'll have a workshop or international seminar, conference on the same business analytics topic, sir. It will be very useful for our future generation of students and as well as the staff members.
Yeah,
thank you for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Sir,
my suggestion. Thank you so much. Okay.
Yeah, no, we can. The doors of Miyasi Institute of Management are always there. We can coordinate and then we can bring about the changes that are going to be required. So we will do that. Absolutely. Yeah. So I think we have come to a close of a wonderful session. I'm sure the students, faculties, and the HODs, and everyone for that matter would have got a lot to learn from the presentations that we had today. It's good that we have taken the initiatives. These are all the type of people that we engage with Miyasi Institute of Management for our guest lectures, or have them as our corporate mentors, so that they get a lot of insights from the industry and then share it with the students. So that's the amalgamation that happens. And we are very fortunate that Yahya took this time out and then he came out and then delivered this wonderful presentation. I now request our director, who had taken a lot of pains to have this executed to perfection, share his thoughts, and then we will close this session. Over to you, Dr. Nisar Saab.
The first and foremost, my heartfelt thanks to Secretary Miyazi Group of Institutions, Mr. Ilyas Said Sahib, for giving the introductory speech in which he highlighted various elements, aspects, including discipline, training, education, development, and also by selecting the students from the weaker sections of society, right from school, collegiate level, postgraduate level, particularly who are academically weak also. Besides, he also highlighted blended learning about the corporate in campus, academics, including communication, soft skills, and placement and Miyazi Institute of Management. He also praised the principal and his team for churning out productive graduates from the new college. Secondly, I also thank the eminent Board of Directors, Assistant Secretary Mandi Muhammad Aslam Sahib and Nazar Muhammad Sahib. Secondly, I would like to thank our beloved principal of the new college, Dr. S. Bashir Ahmed, for his inaugural address on this webinar, who is putting all his efforts for the growth of this new college by leaps and bounds. Next, I would like to thank Mr. A.R. Rashid. He is a star performer who delivered the keynote address on digital transformation, highlighting various very lucidly top 15 global brands rankings such as Cisco, HP, Mercedes, Benz, McDonald's, Disney, Ford, Nokia, and also about top 5 skills for tomorrow's jobs. Also, I would like to thank Dr. Farad Khan, Head Industry Institute Interface, Miyazi Institute of Management, for highlighting the management education, Miyazi Institute of Management. Besides, I would like to thank our Vice Principal, the new college Vice Principal, Professor Sheikh Mohammed, Dr. Kamal Nasir, Deans, all HODs, staff members of New College, and Miyazi Institute of Management, and students fraternity for making this webinar a grand success. We are also proud to tell that the Miyazi Institute of Management is a member of, is a life member of data analytics from IIM Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore, for the last 3 years. Finally, I thank our benevolent Miyazi Management for granting permission to conduct the webinar on business analytics, which is an excellent and growing topic in the recent days, as that of we are talking about machine learning, blockchain, artificial intelligence, big data, data science, cloud computing, balanced scorecard, all this. And finally, just I want to tell, management is not manipulation. We have to take it a right perspective. But some people are telling for the past 10 years, 20 years, it is manipulation. It is not like that. We have to take it in the right perspective. So that's all I want to convey. So thank you very much for the wonderful opportunity given by the management to conduct this webinar. And future also, every month we have to conduct this, not only on this topic, in the different topics, so that each and every people all across the Tamil Nadu will be known the Miyazi Institute of Management, not Miyazi Group of Institutions. Thank you, one and all. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Nisar sir. With this, we come to an end of this session. And I take this opportunity once again to thank each and every one of you for taking your time out to attend this session. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
I just want to mention something.
Ji.
I had made a request that we have immediately a staff meeting after this. Okay. I would request the assistant secretary also to be there.
Yes. Yeah. Except for the Miyazi Institute of Management and the management team, I think the rest can leave the session, and we